The psychopathic and cognitively addled President Donald Trump gave an interview with Elon Musk to Fox.
He's your tech support.
No, he is. But he's much more than that.
Yeah. I actually am tech support, though. But
he gets it done. He's a leader.
Well, Donald Trump promised that he was going to reduce prices, but he's a con artist and a fraud when it comes to everything.
Did you just hear that Tesla stock took a nosedive after Musk's disastrous Trump interview? That's what happens when two billionaires decide to joke about firing union workers on a live stream, which, by the way, is completely illegal. The UAW has already filed unfair labor practice charges against both of them. Turns out you can buy Twitter, but you can't buy your way out of labor laws. Who would have thought that antagonizing millions of working class voters might have actual consequences? Wild concept. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. You know who wasn't laughing during the most anticipated interview of the year? The two billionaires staring at blank screens, wondering if they'd ever figure out how to go live.
The psychopathic and cognitively addled President Donald Trump gave an interview with Elon Musk to Fox.
He's good. You know, I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just couldn't do it.
Donald Trump was sitting next to his handler, Elon Musk. Sean Hannity was asking questions. This was a disaster of an interview.
For a full 40 minutes, viewers across America were treated to absolutely nothing as Trump and Musk, combined net worth of over $200 billion, fumbled around like your grandparents trying to join a Zoom call for the first time. Let's appreciate the beautiful irony here. Elon Musk, the man who wants to colonize Mars and claims to be revolutionizing space travel, couldn't figure out how to press a simple go live button.
Donald Trump announced right away that inflation is back.
He gets it done. So when he said that, he said, you know, when you sign these executive orders, a lot of them don't get done, and maybe the most important ones.
Well, Donald Trump promised that he was going to reduce prices, but he's a con artist and a fraud when it comes to everything.
Meanwhile, Trump, who constantly brags about being a very stable genius, was probably blaming the deep state for sabotaging his Wi-Fi rather than admitting he doesn't know how technology works. Social media had a field day with this tech disaster. As one commenter pointed out, teenagers are creating viral TikTok content from their bedrooms without breaking a sweat, yet these two supposed titans of industry were completely stumped by what amounts to clicking a button.
Says, so really what your job is, Elon Musk, you're like tech support for Donald Trump, huh? You're like his tech support.
He's your tech support.
No, he is. But he's much more than that.
I actually am tech support, though. But
he gets it done. He's a leader.
No, he is. But he's much more than that. I actually am tech support, though. But
he gets it done. He's a leader.
Maybe they should have hired one of those 14-year-olds as tech support instead of relying on their apparently useless staff. The true comedy gold came when viewers started wondering if the interview would happen at all. Would these two brilliant minds give up and just tweet about it instead? That almost seemed more likely as the minutes ticked by. You could practically hear the collective facepalm across America as people realized this was the glitch of the decade, proving that even unlimited wealth can't buy basic technical competence. When they finally managed to get the stream working, things didn't exactly improve. The camera angles were so atrocious that people compared it to a hostage video rather than a presidential interview. Seriously.
Donald Trump still acts weirder. Donald Trump said, look, I'm trying to find someone smarter than this guy, but he's the smartest guy I could find to do this job.
Because if they were good at it, I'd never be president. Because I think nobody in history has ever gotten more bad publicity than me.
Do you see that Elon Musk is basically lying about everything the same way Donald Trump does, right?
Who sets up a camera that makes two billionaires look like they're filming a ransom demand from a basement? What was supposed to be a serious political discussion ended up feeling more like waiting for a movie to start at a drive-in theater. Except there's no popcorn, just two old guys who think they're smarter than everyone else, proving they definitely aren't. The technical disaster was just the opening act of this comedy show. When Trump started talking economics, it was like watching your drunk uncle at Thanksgiving dinner trying to explain the stock market while simultaneously taking credit for the weather changing. With all the confidence of a man who has never doubted himself, despite mountains of evidence suggesting he should, Trump boldly declared that inflation's back. And get this, he claimed it happened because he rejoined the presidential race just 2.5 weeks ago.
Make life
show
better.
your shirt.
Yeah, and that's why I like my T-shirt says tech support, because I'm here to provide the president with technology support.
And they want to keep Americans uneducated, but we're supposed to have checks and balances, okay? They're supposed to be co-equal branches of government.
That's right, folks. According to Trump's economic theory, prices across the entire American economy were sitting around twiddling their thumbs until they heard he was running again, at which point they collectively decided to rise. Not because of complex global supply chains, international conflicts, or monetary policy. Nope, just because Orange Man returned to politics. It's the kind of statement that made actual economists need something stronger than whatever was in those two billionaires' water bottles. While Trump was busy pretending to be the inflation boogeyman, real inflation has actually been cooling down. But who needs pesky facts when you can just make stuff up?
President Musk will be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. And I say, it's just so obvious. You know, they said, we have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency to Elon Musk.
And
you like Bobby, right?
I like Bobby, actually, yeah. I think
his understanding of economics appears to be about as substantial as his hairspray is natural. It looks solid from a distance, but falls apart under the slightest scrutiny. Economists compared his economic analysis to watching a toddler explain how babies are made, which is frankly unfair to toddlers who at least have the excuse of being 3 years old. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Trump and Musk decided to bond over their shared disdain for workers' rights. The billionaire bros had a good chuckle about firing striking workers, apparently forgetting that small detail that it's completely illegal under federal law. UAW President Shawn Fain was quick to point out that Musk and Trump's little chat showed just how much they care about workers' rights, which is to say, not at all. The union filed unfair labor practice charges faster than Trump can claim a rigged election. It wasn't just labor leaders who noticed the troubling exchange. Seth Harris, a former labor policy advisor to President Biden, observed that Elon Musk created the opportunity that Donald Trump took to unmask himself as rabidly anti-union. Nothing brings billionaires together quite like joking about crushing worker protections, am I right? And now Musk's little Trump hangout is hitting him where it really hurts, his precious bank account. While these billionaire buddies were busy embarrassing themselves on camera, Musk's government gravy train might be pulling out of the station. Turns out, when you publicly cozy up to the Orange Nightmare Factory and make jokes about illegal union busting, people in Washington start questioning whether you should keep getting those juicy government contracts. Poor Elon might discover that alienating half the country isn't great for business. Those SpaceX and Tesla contracts that keep his companies afloat, suddenly at risk. Who could have possibly predicted that actions have consequences? Certainly not the self-proclaimed genius who wants to colonize Mars, but couldn't figure out how to start a live stream. So there you have it, folks. The world's richest man potentially flushing billions down the toilet for a chance to nod along while Trump word salads his way through an interview money can't buy happiness or political common sense.